Hi guys, this is Tracy from Main Road Digital Creations. We are going to make this cute little gnome. I'm going to put him on a paper mache box that I got from the Dollar Tree. But I wanted to show you how to resize him. Now the top of my box, I'm going to bring in a square here, and I'm going to change this to 4x4. I'm not going to open this to change the proportions. I want my proportions to be the same. So I just put a 4 here and hit enter. And I'm actually going to duplicate this. And I'm going to make this one 3x5. Let me change my colors here. Okay, make sure that this is centered. And then I'm going to group this. The reason that I put the inside lip here, the top of the box is 4x4, but I don't want my design to go all the way out to the edge. I want them to be centered. So this is just a reference for myself. Shrink down my little dude here. Let's bring this closer. Okay, bring him to the front. And I'm not unlocking this, I'm just scaling him down so he's smaller. Okay, I want him kind of centered. That looks good right about there. Let me move this over a little bit. Now I'm going to duplicate him and I am going to ungroup him. Okay, if you guys have done my designs before, you know that I like to slice out certain elements to make it easier for layering when you complete your project. And what I mean by that, this little thing right here, so when you go to put it back together, when you go to make it, it's already sliced. Now for this design, I did not slice out the hands from the heart. And the reason I didn't do that, if you wanted to use this heart again in your design, you don't have slice marks in it. So let's say you wanted to add it to the top of something. That way you don't, like I said, you don't have slice marks in it, so you can use it again. But for this design, I am going to slice it out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take these two, take the heart and the hands and duplicate them here. Now, my hands are only grouped together, they're not welded. And when you slice anything in Design Space, you can only slice 2 elements. So that means I need to ungroup this, and I need to take my hands and weld them. And then take that, hit your Shift key and include the heart and hit your slice. And then what that does, it takes your heart, so you now have 2 little notches in it. Okay. And we can take this one out. Let's ungroup him. Alright. I actually am going to go ahead and weld those for when I cut them so they're in the correct place. Bring that together back up in here. Now one thing I am going to do, first I'm going to delete all this because I don't need it. The X's and O's on my hat, because I have shrunk my guy down to like 3 inches, these are going to be really difficult to cut on adhesive vinyl. So I am going to actually make some new X's and O's, and I know what the font is here. It's called Block Note. Okay, so here's my X's and O's. So I'm actually just going to delete this because I don't need this. I actually have this font linked in the description on my website as well, so if you guys wanted to use that, you can. And I'm going to change this. And I'm not sure how many I'm going to use on his hat, so I'm actually just going to cut a few out. This is what I like about crafting. You can make a design your own. Okay, so I'll just cut out a few of them here. And place them on as we go. Okay, so this white box I do not need. I can hide that. That was just for reference. And go ahead, make it. And this are all the different mats that you need for your design. So when I cut my vinyl and I use adhesive vinyl, I like to use the wax paper setting. It just works best for my machine. It's personal preference. I have heard people use the washi setting, but this works good for my machine. Okay, so this is where you're going to set your material for your the way it's going to cut. I like the wax paper setting. If you don't know how to get to where your settings are, browse all materials, and these are all the materials that you can choose from. I have all mine starred that I use the most. So I have the wax paper setting, and then I like to put it on more, and then I cut it from there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint my box. This is a paper mache box that I got from the Dollar Tree. This is the paint I'm using. It's Americana Light Buttermilk. I'll take this off of here. Okay, I've weeded all my vinyl, and what I'm going to do is, this is a piece of backing from adhesive vinyl that I had before, so this is where the vinyl used to stick. I'm going to lay this down on my desk because I am going to build my gnome before I put him on the box. Okay, get myself a piece of transfer tape. I'm going to get my hat first. Okay, let's try the beard next. You don't have to push it down too tight. Your goal is to get it to release to this, not pick up the red. There we go. I'll grab my sign while I'm here. Very carefully, just tap it down. Like I said, you want it to release to the design below. You're not trying to pick up everything yet. You could absolutely do this on your box, layering it if you wanted to. I'm just afraid because it's paper mache, I'm afraid it's going to rip as I take the transfer tape off, so I'm trying to do it minimal times. I need to wait to do the flag because it's going to go off of the paper if I don't. But I can put the wording on there. Set that aside. Remember where the flag is going to be. Actually, I can just go ahead and pick it up from this. Just be careful not to touch your desk down here. Throw some little hearts on there. There you go.